Botswana's president has declared a public health emergency due to shortages of essential medicines and equipment as a downturn in the global diamond market and U.S. aid cuts take a toll on the country's finances and has contributed to the country's health crisis today. The announcement came after the Ministry of Health suspended non-urgent surgeries on August the 4th, stating that the country was short of medicine to treat hypertension, diabetes, cancer, asthma, and eye conditions, as well as supplies including bandages and sutures and those for sexual and reproductive health. Check out this clip and let us come back and discuss Botswana's economy.
Now, Botswana is currently facing a public health emergency. This follows an official announcement by President Duma Boko regarding the crisis. Hospitals nationwide are running out of essential medicines. Surgeries are delayed and patients with chronic conditions lack treatment. The collapse of the central medical stores has caused a nationwide crisis, revealing serious issues in the healthcare system. To address the crisis, the government has turned to financial markets and involved the Botswana Development Agency to raise funds for healthcare. Over 6 billion rand fund has been launched to attract international investors to support the system.
So Botswana, the diamond-rich country, is out of medical supplies, and people equated to the demand of diamonds plummeting as of recent years, which has had negative impact on the economy, I must agree. And also the US cutting financial aid to the country also contributed to the health crisis toll in Botswana. I call for unity because with it, Africa can control prices for many commodities. It can focus on African trade and its own capacity to create money. Fractional reserve banking, meaning that Africa's $1.5 trillion in deposits could leverage a minimum of $30 trillion in debt in a single African currency. This would mean Africa does not need money or aid from anyone. It can liberate itself. I strongly believe that this man was destined to be sabotaged. The president was meant to be sabotaged. The Botswana Democratic Party, the PDT, was in power since independence in 1966, has only won 4 parliamentary seats and was replaced by the Umbrella for Democratic Change, UDC, under the presidency of Duma Boko. That kind of change is enough to make anybody furious. To a certain extent, the Botswana Democratic Party was a white monopoly stooge. It was a white monopoly stooge organization ran by puppets of the West. Now, with change, meant that the West could no longer have so much control in Botswana. So to turn up the heat and gain the new president as a new puppet, they start playing Russian roulette with the country's economy, service, and infrastructure. And today, here we are, Botswana is in crisis. I feel like the previous regime, the previous government that governed Botswana, like I said, was a European or Western monopoly stooge ran by Western puppets. And the West had vast control and access of Botswana's diamond reserves. They have access to Botswana's economy. Nilly-willy, they came in as they pleased. And now with this new change, they found it difficult to penetrate Botswana as they used to do under the previous government regime. So to turn up the heat, to gain this new president as their puppet, as someone they could easily manipulate, they turn up the heat. They mess with his economy. They tell him or they show him that you are not strong enough without us. You need us. Hence, I always call for the unity of Africans because this will continue to happen in each and every country. Where whenever there's a change within the government or the change within the regime or how the country is governed, the West will always interfere because losing a puppet is not easy. Losing a puppet is not easy. It's an inconvenience to the West. So they start messing with your economy to show the new regime that's governing the country that, hey, you need us. You need us, and we will turn up the heat. We will play with your economy until you submit to us. At this point, the West doesn't need to beg. It just has to point or press the right buttons to play with us. And then that's how they gain their puppets. So that's what they're playing with Botswana this way. And then after the health crisis is going to be something else, until he kneels down. So with African unity, all backed up in the same currency, backed up by our natural reserves, backed up by our natural reserve, our currency could be the most powerful currency in the world. But that can only happen if we unite. It goes back again to having open dialogues amongst countries and see what could happen. At this point, it wouldn't hurt us to try. Europe is doing it, trading freely among themselves, making it the strongest union in the world. So Africa can be so. Get rid of trade tariffs, open borders, unite, have one strong currency backed by natural reserves. God damn it, will transform this continent faster than we can even say ah. But hey, a divided Africa is the West win. So they're playing with Botswana right now to gain the new president as their puppet. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.